you is that the centre has taken note of the Republic coverage and they've sought a clarification from Air India. Republic continues the campaign for the passengers' right and has confronted, I repeat, Republic has confronted Air India legal general manager, and this is that same person, A.N. Kulkarni, who had registered the complaint with the Delhi police. We'll soon, of course, play that out for you viewers, but right now we can also tell you is that the back-to-back updates coming in is that the passenger has been identified as Shekhar Mishra, a businessman hailing from Mumbai, and we've also got details about him, which says viewers that this person, Shekhar Mishra, the accused, was on a trip paid by the company. Now let's go ahead to Harsha. Harsha is there with us. Harsha, over to you. Harsha, over to you. You have in fact spoken. You have spoken with the Air India legal general manager, A.N. Kulkarni. Let's play that out.
Yes, speaking.
Mr. Kulkarni, hi. This side Harsha from Republic TV. Sir, I would like to, just ask you a few things. Sir, just one or more thing. But Kulkarni, sir, you visited IGI on December 28. Sir, but you filed a police complaint. Sir, why there was a 1 month delay, sir? We just wanted to ask this.
No. I am not answering any question. I am not authorized to do that. You can speak to our corporate communication.
Sir, when were you first made aware of the incident? When did you come to know about the incident,
Speak
sir?
to corporate communication. Yes.
But you came to the police station to file a complaint.
All right, let's go to Harsha. Harsha is joining us live right now. We heard, and all our viewers heard that conversation you had with the Air India legal general manager, A.N. Kulkarni. Just tell our viewers exactly what he told you.
Exactly, Shivangi. This is A.N. Kulkarni, the General Manager, Legal Department of Air India. He is the only person who came from the side of Air India to file an official and getting lodged the complaint regarding this entire matter. We tried speaking to him, but he didn't respond to any of our questions. Since day one, since we have broke this news, we are continuously saying that Air India is trying to suppress this entire information because we have been trying them on camera, off camera, and we have been also asking them for a press conference. But this A.N. Kulkarni is the person who was sent by Air India to file a complaint, and that too after 1 month. This incident is of 27th of November, but he came on 28th of December. He physically came to the police station, which comes under the international terminal, this IGI police station. He came physically, he filed a complaint, the 5-line complaint which he got filed in this entire incident after 1 month. But we're asking him continuously, we were asking him, you were the person, you came to file a complaint. Please tell us about the entire incident. When did you were aware of this entire incident? But he was mum. He was just asking us again and again. He is not authorized to speak. He will not speak. We have...
Breaking updates coming in viewers right now. The government response to the Republic report. We're getting back-to-back updates. Big Republic impact in the Air India case. The government says action by Air India is not enough. And adding that for fact-finding, DGCA sought the details of the incident from Air India on the basis of the reply of the airline. Prima facie, it emerges the provisions related to handling of unruly passengers on board have not been complied with. The conduct of the concerned airline appears to be unprofessional and has led to a systematic failure. Prima facie, it lacks appreciation of regulatory obligations as described in the applicable aircraft rules of 1937. Now, this is the reply coming in right now. So, right now, viewers, we can say that the action taken by Air India is not enough. Remember, viewers, that 30 days was the time when the passenger was banned from flying. Just 30 days. Let's go to Harsha. Harsha, just take us through exactly what we are learning so far. A couple of things being said by the Civil Aviation Ministry and the government, which is cracking the whip essentially on Air India.
Exactly, Shivangi, we have got to know that now the Aviation Ministry, Civil Aviation Ministry has taken the cognizance of this entire matter after Republic is back to back breaking the serious updates and breaking this entire incident. Now, Jyotirada Scindia, we have already seen him very active on all this incident. So now the Aviation Ministry have taken the cognizance of this entire matter, and they have clearly stated that there are some provisions which have to be dealt with the unruly passenger like this, but the provisions were not compiled with. They didn't handle the system. There is a systematic failure, and this is the unprofessional attitude of the airlines. This is the lack of the rules, the aircraft rules of 1937, and there are some aircraft safety rules, the internal safety rules, operations rules, the emergency rules which has to be compiled with, but none of it was followed by the airlines. Now the Aviation Ministry is soon going to ask a report from the airlines, Air India. What we have got to know that now DGCA has already asked a fact-finding report on this entire matter. Now the Aviation Ministry has asked from the Air India, the airlines, the unprofessional attitude of the crew members, the pilot and the staff which were on the airlines on board when they were taking the passengers from JFK to New Delhi. Now they have said there's a systematic failure, there's an unprofessional attitude, and sooner a report from the airlines will be sought by the Aviation Ministry, which has to be submitted by the Air India sooner, because this is something which is very serious and couldn't be let go of. The accused couldn't be let go of very easily. Though we are getting to know that while at the landing time, the accused was again and again being sorry profusely. He was apologizing to the fellow female passenger, but this is not enough because airlines didn't compile with their duty, the duty which they were supposed to, because there's an on-board incident. There are certain provisions which the airlines has to follow, but they didn't follow it. Therefore, now we are getting to know that Civil Aviation Ministry has come up with this entire thing, that they will take an action against the airlines on board in which this entire incident of the unruly passenger urinating on a female passenger has come in light. Shivangi, back to you.
Alisha, I just want to go to Alisha right now. Thank you, Harsha. Alisha also has some details for us right now. Alisha, please tell our viewers what details you have.
Republic TV campaign where Ministry of Civil Aviation has released a press note, and here is the press note from MOCA where the incident on Air India flight AI 102 from New York to New Delhi dated on 26th 2020, where it came to a notice of DGCA on 4th January 2023, wherein a male passenger conducted himself in a disorderly manner and relieved himself on a female passenger. For fact-finding, DGCA sought the details of the incident from Air India. On the basis of reply of the airline, prima facie it emerged that the provisions related to handling of an unruly passengers on board have not been complied with. The conduct of the concerned airline appears to be unprofessional and has led to a systematic failure. Prima facie, its lack appreciation of regulatory obligations as described in applicable aircraft rules in 1937, civil aviation requirements on handling on unruly passenger cabin, safety circular, Air India operations manual, Air India safety and emergency procedure manual, and Air India quick reference handbooks, and is devoid of empathy. In the view of this, DGCA has issued show cause notice to accountable manager of Air India, director in flight service of Air India, all the pilots and cabin crew members of that flight as to why enforcement action should not be taken against them for dereplication of their regulatory obligations. However, to meet the end of justice, they have been given 2 weeks time to submit their reply to DGCA, and based on that, further action will be taken. So this is a letter, a reply on the campaign that has been continuously going. This is the Republic major impact, where now Ministry of Civil Aviation has sent a notice to all the cabin crew, pilot, and all the people who were present specifically on that board on the flight AI 102 flight, where the misconduct of a passenger, where we saw that Shekhar Mishra, a 70-year, where he urinated on a 70-year woman who was a co-passenger. And looking into the incident, and this incident which has came to a light, where the Delhi police has already registered an FIR, but now Ministry of Civil Aviation has also taken into the consideration, and all have been asked to send a reply on the same.
Right, Alicia, and I just want to go across to my colleague Deepthi as well, because Deepthi, right now we are seeing that serious action and accountability of what happened. The government making it very clear the behavior was unprofessional, and that's exactly what we have been raising here on Republic TV. After our reportage, we are seeing quick action coming in from the government, making sure that the probe is fair and justice is served.
Absolutely. And you know, Shivangi, Alicia, Harsha, to sum this story in one line, the DGCA has cracked the whip. The DGCA said in no uncertain terms, you know, Alicia, that what happened was unacceptable. There were no principles, no rules followed by the airline in question. And I wonder why. How can Air India continue to remain silent now, in spite of the fact that you have such a detailed, you know, statement that's coming from the victim? And just for our viewers tuning into the broadcast, Alicia and Harsha, let's put out what has happened so far. What has the DGCA said? In fact, they indicate that they have sought the details of the incident from Air India and they've got a reply. And they say that on the basis of this reply of the airline, prima facie, as in on the first information received, it appears that provisions related to handling of an unruly passenger. This man was unruly. This man is a creep. This man is a pervert. And what did Air India do when you had such a passenger on board? They say they have not complied with the procedures that should have been followed. It says the conduct of the concerned airline. This is Air India. The conduct of Air India appears to be unprofessional. Look at the language that has been used. Extremely scathing indictment of Air India. This is what has come in so far. It says conduct of the concerned airline appears to be unprofessional, has led to a systemic failure. I think these are very, very harsh words, clearly indicative of the fact that something like this is absolutely not going to be tolerated. And it says it lacks appreciation of the regulatory obligations as described in the aircraft rules according to the civil aviation requirements on the handling of unruly passengers. Then it goes on to even say that this is devoid of empathy. So, you know, Shivangi, just at the first instance, like I said, why have so many people today been calling us? Our viewers have been saying that they are stunned, they are shocked with what they have seen, what they have heard. And I think this letter that I continue to hold in my hand of the passenger who's a senior citizen, I mean, every of this word that is written, Harsha, Alicia and Shivangi, is a clear testimony to the fact that Air India absolutely erred, and not just erred. They wanted to cover up the entire case, Shivangi. We do not know why. Is this man really powerful? Air India did not want this story to come out, but I think it's only and only after a relentless coverage ever since yesterday that you have seen the DGCA finally, Shivangi, cracking this whip.